If you've ever felt your confidence disappear the moment she looks at you, stay with me. Because what I'm about to tell you will challenge everything you think you know about attraction. Most men lose before they speak. Not because they're ugly, not because they're boring, but because they enter the conversation already seeking something. Approval, validation, reassurance. And a woman can feel that in seconds. There is a silent shift that happens when a man wants to be liked. His tone softens. His posture adjusts. His questions multiply. He begins searching for common ground, like a man searching for water in a desert. But power never searches. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He wasn't teaching romance. He was teaching perception. And perception is the foundation of attraction. He wrote that men judge more by the eye than by the hand. Meaning, people respond to what they perceive, not what is true. So here's the uncomfortable truth. The moment you try to prove your worth, you lower it. Now before you misunderstand this, this isn't about being cold. It isn't about arrogance. It isn't about playing games. It's about emotional independence. Because when a man enters a conversation without needing anything, the entire energy changes. Watch closely the next time you're in a room. The loudest man is rarely the most respected. The funniest man is rarely the most desired. The one talking the most is rarely the one everyone watches. It's the calm one. The one who doesn't rush to fill silence. The one whose words feel chosen, not spilled. The one who listens without leaning forward for approval. That's where attraction begins. But here's where most men go wrong. They think silence is a tactic. It's not. Silence only works when it's natural. When it comes from internal certainty. If you're silent but internally anxious, she feels that too. This is why most dating advice fails. It gives behaviors without identity. Machiavelli would never advise behavior without power. Power is internal first. So let's talk about the first real shift. Stop trying to be understood. Let that sink in. When you need her to understand you, agree with you, validate your humor, approve your opinions, you give her psychological authority over you. An attraction does not grow upward. It grows toward strength. Now, strength doesn't mean dominance. It means groundedness. If she challenges your opinion and you rush to explain yourself, what you're communicating is this: I'm uncomfortable being misinterpreted. But the man who is comfortable being misunderstood, he cannot be shaken. And that steadiness is magnetic. Have you noticed something strange? When someone is slightly hard to read, you think about them more. Not because they manipulated you, because your brain wants resolution. Uncertainty creates engagement. But here's the twist most alpha channels won't tell you. If you overuse mystery, you look insecure. If you underuse it, you look predictable. The balance is what creates tension. And tension, not comfort, builds attraction. Comfort builds friendship. Tension builds polarity. Now don't confuse tension with chaos. Chaos is emotional instability. Tension is controlled unpredictability. There's a difference. A chaotic man reacts to everything. A controlled man chooses what deserves reaction. This is where Stoicism and Machiavellian thinking intersect. Marcus Aurelius said you have power over your mind, not outside events. Machiavelli said perception governs power. Combine those two ideas and you get this. Master your reactions, and you master how you are perceived. Let me give you something practical. Instead of asking, "What do?" say, "You don't seem like someone who enjoys routine." Pause. Let her respond. Now you're not interrogating. You're observing. Observation feels powerful. Interrogation feels needy. See the difference? One seeks information. The other creates intrigue. But here's another layer. Don't speak to impress. Speak to reveal fragments. Fragments invite curiosity. Oversharing invites comfort. And comfort too early kills polarity. Now let me open a deeper loop for you. Attraction isn't about what you say. It's about what she feels when she's around you. And what she feels is determined by your nervous system. If your nervous system is calm, grounded, steady, she feels safe and stimulated at the same time. If your nervous system is anxious, seeking, jumpy, she feels pressure. And pressure repels. This is why emotional control matters more than lines. Have you ever seen a man stay completely calm while being tested? It's disarming. It creates psychological weight. Most men crumble when tested. They defend. They over-explain. They try to correct perception. But perception doesn't shift through explanation. It shifts through consistency. Now here's something controversial. Don't try to win her attention. Win your own attention. Meaning, remain so internally engaged with your own direction, your own mission, your own identity. That conversation becomes an addition, not a pursuit. When a woman senses she is not the center of your psychological world, paradoxically, she becomes curious about becoming part of it. That's human nature. We value what doesn't desperately value us. But listen carefully. This does not mean disrespect. This does not mean emotional withdrawal. This means grounded presence. There's a huge difference. One feels arrogant. The other feels solid. And women are incredibly attuned to that distinction. Now let's talk about unpredictability. Predictability kills tension, but emotional instability kills trust. So how do you balance both? Consistency in character. Unpredictability in expression. Your values stay steady. Your reactions remain calm. But your tone, pacing, and energy are not overly available. Sometimes you respond immediately. Sometimes you pause. Sometimes you shift topics smoothly. Sometimes you let silence sit. That rhythm creates engagement. Because humans are wired to track patterns. When patterns break slightly, attention spikes. That's neuroscience, not manipulation. Now here's the final shift most men never reach. Stop trying to create attraction. Start becoming the kind of man who doesn't collapse if attraction isn't there. That emotional independence is the ultimate leverage. Because when you no longer fear losing her, you stop performing. And when you stop performing, you become authentic. And authenticity, when combined with composure, is lethal in the best way. Machiavelli wasn't teaching cruelty. He was teaching self-control in a world of emotional chaos. The modern man's battlefield isn't politics. It's his own insecurity. If you can master that, you won't need lines. You won't need tricks. You won't need strategies. You'll walk into a room and your presence will speak before you do. And when you finally speak, your words will carry weight. Because they're not seeking approval. They're expressing identity. Now here's the paradox I promised at the beginning. The man who doesn't ask questions out of insecurity is powerful. But the man who can ask questions without needing validation, he's unstoppable. Because now questions are choice, not dependence. And that is the real mastery. Not silence, not mystery, not control, but self-possession so deep that you can speak freely without losing power. That's what Machiavelli would respect. That's what the Stoics practiced. And that's what modern men desperately misunderstand. Attraction isn't built through domination. It's built through emotional steadiness. And the rarest thing in today's world is a man who is steady. If you made it this far, you already understand something most men won't. The game isn't about her. It's about you. Master yourself. And the dynamic shifts naturally.